Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Tway here. This will be a video on Kasel hell, Frey hell, and it's a lot of hell because this thing is ridiculous. So I'm about to show you guys a few tips and tricks that I like along the way with, I wouldn't call it low investment because this thing is ridiculous. But let's just try and make some sense of this. Now let's check out some skills. Now what I would like to call the S3 is nasty because the moment he enters this state, more attack, more defense penetration, the more mana that he has. Also, his regular skills change in form and do extra damage. Now the S1 is a double hit which then not allow you to gain any more mana. This is dispellable. But on the Dark Lord form, this attack will be granted an additional hit which will then knock people down. Now the S2 is interesting. It is the original Kamehameha and it will then push people back. However, on the Dark Lord form, it will then pull you in first and then push back second. Now you will need a lot of CC resistance for this, but there's some ways for it. Next up is one of the core mechanics, and that is whenever Frey does Blessing of Doom, she will then channel Heaven's Vengeance. Now this will drain your mana and give you a debuff that will increase all of the damage that everybody takes. So to counter this, you gotta stun her ASAP. Now to start out on a composition, I would take 3 characters for the lowest investment. That would be Refi, Mei, and Evan. Reason why, if you combine these 3 and with the right perks, you can get 100% CC resistance. However, if you do get dispelled by this lightning, you will end up getting hurt. This way you don't have to get a 5-star Shay in your team. Another character which I think is highly necessary is Lorraine with the UT4. Now with the right perks, you can get enough attack reduction which is then undispellable. Her S3 is able to negate the shield that Frey is putting out and she does a massive amount of stun. Oh wait, she also does mana reduction. She basically does everything in this whole run. Another character that I really like for this run is Nikki, but she's high investment, so otherwise I would go for Taylor. Reason why I picked those two is Taylor has attack reduction on her S4. This is always up. And Nikki on her soul weapon also has attack reduction and a lot of amping when it comes to physical damage, whereas mana reduction and all that other good stuff. Also, 2 artifacts that I would like to emphasize on is the Abyssal Core and the Otherworldly Helm. Reason why I take these 2 is they give a lot of attack reduction. However, the Helm is only for the first 5 seconds. But the reason why it is this good is because 9 out of 10 times you won't have enough mana to keep your tank from getting killed. Another thing to note is that these bosses are counted as heroes, which means that the hero protection set will allow your tanks and your healers to survive better. However, I would still prefer Manticore set on your damage dealers. I'm gonna give you guys 2 examples on how to kill this. So first and foremost, Frey will start out with the Heaven's Vengeance, which means stun her ASAP. You can see nobody is really getting a lot of mana, which then makes it kind of nasty to start this up. But once you get that first stun popping, that is when you can really start out the fight. Evan is 2 for the CC immunity. And now we're basically trying to amp up the stun bar to a point where wherever she does the blessing, we can insta stun once again. This also means that the Heaven's Vengeance isn't that long, so there isn't a lot of extra damage. So once again, get the stun bar up to about 20%. So the moment you will see Frey do her bubble is the moment I press that S2 on Nikki and we get that insta stun, meaning no Heaven's Vengeance whatsoever. But if you look at the current mana, I could be popping up a little bit more skills on my Nikki. However, the stunning on S3 and S1 is a little bit better like that. Now we stunned it way too early, so there's a chance that if she casts Heaven's Vengeance right now, we could get messed up. This is also one of the reasons why you want to have Lorraine on that S3 dispelling perk. If you don't, that means that if Heaven's Vengeance is cast right now and you put up the Lorraine S3, that means you will end up getting hurt. You will not be popping the shield, and there's only Nikki left to deal with that. If the skills are on cooldown, then you die. So kind of a misplay, but let's check another run. So at the start, once again, very easy, stun ASAP. I tend to still use my Loman S1 every single time that I find possible. I saw one of the pulling skills coming up, countered it with Loman S2. Oh, what a monster! And there comes Kasel S3, which means a lot of damage and a lot of nasty stuff, so we gotta make sure that all of my buffs are up. Also, I had no Nikki S2 up yet. And since the Lorraine wasn't rightfully spec'd with the S3 on the Dispel, that S3 did absolutely a nothing. But it was a lobby Lorraine, so... Alright, precast on the stuns, making sure I survive. There we go, pop the S2, get that stun in. I'm making sure I make this ace. Precast S3, so to make sure that my Nikki is both dispelling and, well, doing a whole lot of other stuff. This is looking quite crazy. How can we possibly eventually survive this? I do not know. What? So honestly, 2 runs, not the cleanest of sorts, but this is the way to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was Twebby.